All right. Good afternoon, folks. How are you doing out there? Good to have you guys on the live today. Great to see each and every one of you. We trust that you guys are well. Wherever you're joining us from today, we're privileged. Privileged that you folks are here with us. Rock and come in, good folks. Donald Anderson, Onessa Wardine, Gil Ali Cock, Sean of Fortune. What's for lunch, folks? I feel like I call a look up, but hit the spot. Sean of Fortune, Gwyneth Anderson, Natisha Barker, Will Anthony Bubble joining us all the way from St. Kitts, St. Nevis, folks. Are you there, Wayne? You in St. Kitts? You in Nevis? Fantastic guy. Good to have you, Wayne. I want you, I know people in the diaspora get things faster than we here, Fast. Faster than us here. You see? While we chinksing, people getting things live and direct. Folks are shot at the outside. What's happening outside your window? Nothing by y'all. Sheer action by we. I shot at the outside there. That's DSL Junction, Mandela Avenue, and the entryway to head up the East Bank. Yeah. I could take a little snack from one of them places up the East Bank there. But that's what's happening outside. Take your time. Peel your pine. If you're on the outside, good to have you folks on the live. That's what's happening there. Slow down, folks, and let me arrive alive. Please and thank you. Slow down and let me arrive alive. You all realize we got more sellers than buyers these days? More sellers than buyers and more buyers than sellers? You all realize there's just we. I ain't want to be complaining. It's just we, you all realize it too. More sellers than buyers. How is it going, folks? Them boys. Them boys are it. What we can do with them? What more can be done with them? Jesus have mercy. Goes from bad to worse. We got a couple things we're tracking, folks. Bring you guys up to speed with some what's going down out there. It's a changing of the guards. It's the ending of an era. Lost quite a few people, The end of an era, definitely. I didn't think in my lifetime I'd see the past and the queen. I said the queen can outlive me because people said, all kinds of things over time. A lot of people have come and gone, It's only the work you do that remains, Only the work. Be about good works. Are you hear me? Be about good works. Be about good works. It's only that remains long after we come and gone. Yep. So good to see each and every one of you good folks. Beautiful, wonderful folks joining us on the outside. Good to have you guys on the live. We're happy to see you folks on the live. A lot of things happening. Gotta bring you our people up to speed. Up to speed with what's going down. Bring you folks up to speed. How y'all doing now? Do let us know. How y'all doing? Quite a day outside. How you doing? Huh? How are you, Mavis Davis Wells? Lester Weeks watching from New York. How are you folks doing? Live shot there. Mandela Avenue and the DSL Junction, popularly known as the DSL Junction. Live shot there for you guys. Compliments of Pixel Guyana. Yep. That's some of what's going down on that end. Some of what's happening there. As I said, we got a couple of things happening at our end. In addition, we want to bring to your kind attention. We hope that you guys are good. We hope that you all are well. Great to see you folks. Great to have you. Look, a couple of things we're following, guys. Norma Boville. All the Bovilles here, man. Anthony Jarvis. Karen Black. Good to have you, Karen. Great to have you, Karen. Good to have you, folks. Look, one of those things we're following. Some of the issues we're following, good folks. Court, Trump, like, he ain't got the luck. He like Claudette, Anthony. He ain't got the luck. Joy Hopkinson, Karen Black, Trump ain't got the luck. Lord, Lord, Lord. Nadie Rose, Nadie, or Nadie. Nadie, good to have you. Yolanda Thomas, Trump ain't got the luck. He trying to block Pence from offering some testimony into what went down January 6th. They tell us an appeals court in the US said, So they huff Trump from not eating. They huff him. You ever heard that term? When last you hear that term? They huff Trump from not eating. Try to block Pence. Trump is a strange character. You know? A man who defies every known law that governs politics. You know, some people think Trump is the Antichrist. And I got some very appealing, very, very appealing arguments. So y'all been trying to block Mike Pence. Why would he want Mike Pence to testify? And if Trump get back in there, he come in for lecture we about good governance and democratic norms and all that. Same folks. Same fella. He coming to tell me all that we miss. Same fella. He now trying for black Pence from being interrogated as to what he knows when an insurrection January 6th, 2021, was it? January 6th. Yep. Same fella. Folks, we're learning that talk show host Jerry Springer has died at the age of 79. Well, if you know who Jerry Springer is, folks, I ain't want to bring up to speed today. But I'll give you some homework. You see? Could give you some homework. Jerry Springer, international news is alerting us, has passed. Quite a full color, quite a colorful character. That's the phrase I wanted. Quite a colorful character. When he had that talk show. How many of you watched Jerry? Yeah, I used to watch Jerry. Real story, Bossert and Jerry. Sorry to say, sir, you are not the father. How many homes Jerry broke up, Margaret? Jerry. How many homes Jerry broke up? But I love that he did what he had to do in the time in which he had to do it. 79 is still young. As one gets older, what I found that the inward man, as a good book tells us, is renewed, but the outward man perish. As easy as I became a politician, I could have gone on to be a pastor, The inward man, Paul tells us, is renewed daily, every day. But the outward man, 79, pretty young. Transition his life. Our thoughts and prayers go to Jerry's family, friends, loved ones. Very, very, very controversial when he had that talk show. Fantastic talk show. Fantastic. Had it for a number of years. Bringing the ratings. Here's Linking. I used to watch Jerry. Shirley Douglas said, Jerry. Right? You see? Unity Lie is sharp. Unity Lie said we might have the wrong person. What we do know, like we pulling a Steve Harvey now. That's what you're telling us. We pulling a Steve. We're gonna let the folks correct that. What we know is Jerry Springer, not Murray, whose photograph may have inadvertently found its way here. He's the fellow that passed. Jerry Springer passed. Isn't this Jerry Springer? I like me know Jerry Springer. Same fella, man. Same fella. Moving on, folks. That being said, our thoughts and prayers go to his friends, family, and loved ones. Just want to put it out there. And quite recently, we told you this morning of that security plan, that crime plan, handed over to the National Security Minister, Trinidad and Tobago. And today we saw Prime Minister Keith Rowley addressing national security. We ain't got time with them things here. Crime plan with them, sir. What's a crime plan? What is a crime plan? Huh? What is a crime plan? We don't know that. Yeah. And in Parliament, he replied to 11 questions. 11 questions. You know, highlighting the fact that the country spent $1.5 million on that recent CARICOM crime symposium. I thought we got some useful information out of it. Right. 1.5 million on the CARICOM crime symposium. Yep. Yeah. But just to show that this issue is a critical one that the government engage in there in Trinidad and Tobago. They are engaging. They know they got some challenges, and they're not playing the proverbial ostrich and burying their heads in the sand. They're engaging the issues frontally. That's what you got to do. That's leadership. That is leadership. You press forward. That's what you got to do. And part of what he said in the National Assembly, this is Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Keith Rowley. He said the bottom line is, the matter is not as simplistic as some of the opposition there in Kamala Party trying to have it made out. It's not as simplistic. He said the government is concerned and they're taking initiatives. They're taking initiatives in securing their country for the citizenry. I don't know if we could say the same thing. I don't know. I don't know. Y'all know, Karen? What are we doing with crime? Folks, Cheryl, Glenn, Bantu, the guys are getting more and more and more and more brazen. As the more and more oil we pump, the more and more desperate people have gotten. Folks, you live in a diaspora, and everything nice, you know. And we ain't gonna pretend everything nice, neither. I ain't gonna pretend. Cheryl Glenn, Unika Light, nothing irregular. Amanda Daniels, Marjorie Buburam, everything irregular. You see? But we got to keep pushing forward. We got to keep pushing forward if we are going to build this country of ours. If we're going to build it up, you see? If we're going to build it up, we got to keep pushing forward. Right? We got to keep pushing forward. Bantu King, we got to keep pressing forward. Pressing forward. See? You're on the roadways today, folks. Take it easy out there. So we got some work to do. The incumbent regime, they promised us a crime prevention plan. 3 years out, we're still waiting. But they promised many things. Everyone keeps promising we're going to have a substantive Chief Justice and Chancellor of the Judiciary. And by now, Guyanese are beginning to understand that the promises of the people ain't what the paper they write it on. It ain't what the paper. Right? It ain't what the paper is written on. So much for that. But we as Guyanese, we gotta demand more. Now, sir, we gotta demand more. We have to demand more. Here's the King says, kudos to Dr. Keith Rowley. Natasha Glenn Natasha, watching us from Connecticut, beautiful place. Love me some Connecticut. Went there for the first time, I think it was 2 years ago. Oh, fell in love with that place. Fell in love with it. So hi Natasha, watching us from Connecticut. We got some work to do. And then we come round now to Claudette. Anthony Jarvis says Claudette needs to go. Claudette needs to go. Saw this one in iNews. Attributing this comment to Claudette. No evidence of forged signatures presented to GCOM. Folks, I ask you. Claudette living in the real world? Is she? Is she living in the real world? Or is she still under the rock? Evidence came to the fore. Dead woman name, signature on a list. And then the apology came. She didn't see all that, no. She said, no evidence presented. They didn't write to me. You know what they want to do? They wish we'd forget all of that. Fraudulent wish we would forget all of that. And so they can sign off. So they could sign off and say it's a free, fair, and transparent, credible election. What madness is this? We saw Jagdeo admitted fraud. Fraud is fraud. Fraud is fraud. But like our sister Manza said, you gotta watch them. I don't know which. It started to rain outside. You see, 34% chance, we did tell you. I don't know which government. You see, I don't know which. But want to proceed to local government election without addressing the issues that have been raised. Which of them? Which of them? You see? It's madness. Who would want to do that? And I think it's one of the points we heard a man's raise today in the press conference of the PNCR. You're telling me we got to do 2020 all over again? Are you mad? Claudette, you're mad? Fraudulent, you're mad? We got to do 2020 all over again? But before we head to the main area, I want to remind you, it was Jagdio himself who said he agreed with Mr. Norton in his press conference last week that we got to prosecute to the full extent of the law. You know what he said? We got to prosecute to the full extent of the law. How come we shifting the goalpost now? How come we shifting and dancing wrong? How come we shifting? And why is it the police can't just act? Police always seem to have to be invited to act, advised to act. You always got to drag in the police kicking and screaming. I want to remind you, we saw fraudulent signatures on those nomination documents. Because I didn't bring it to she attention. She said GCOM is not raising those issues with the chairman. What's happening here, folks? What's happening here? But y'all listen to y'all, but I want to remind y'all of y'all boy talking about forged signatures and what ought to be done. Take a listen. And then I want to turn your attention to some of what Amanzi said in the press conference of the PNCR today. But here's y'all boy talking about what should be done to people found with forging signatures. Claudette said nothing to bring to she attention. The chief election officer installed yesterday said that they cannot investigate. What's the purpose of GCOM? Here you are boy talking about forged signatures. Here he at. Forged signatures.
The leader of the opposition just concluded his press conference. And as we've come to expect, he's very vague about many matters. But we can tolerate vagueness. He spoke about illegalities, and I want to deal with those. I agree with Mr. Norton on this one, that anyone who has committed any illegality in these elections should face the full brunt of the law. And so we are aware that Mr. Norton's party has forged many candidates, their signatures, placed them on lists that they never had any knowledge of. They forged signatures for the backers. And we're taking steps to address this matter. And I'm glad if Mr. Norton would do the same, since he says he has information, because we need to send a signal to anyone who is contesting these elections. All the parties, the individuals, as well as the other groups, that they should not commit fraud. If they're seeking to represent the people of this country, they must not engage in a fraudulent process to contest these elections. We've seen hundreds of people literally who have had their signatures forged, placed on lists without their knowledge. We have advised them to go to the police. Many have gone to the police. Many are also fighting. Many have written to GCOM. I have a documentary evidence of this. I can present this to the media a little bit later, not now at this press conference. But I just have one name here, just to give you an idea. This was written to the returning officer in Linden. It's from the desk of Mrs. Marsha McKinnon. She says here, APNU list of candidates for June 12, 2023 local government elections. I, Mrs. Marsha Alicia McKinnon of Lot 391 Arnock Drive, Retrieve, Linden, ID card, etc., state that I have not consented to be a candidate on the list of the APNU for the upcoming June 12, 2023 local government elections. I wish to state that I would like my name to be withdrawn from the list of candidates of the APNU, since I have not signed any document agreeing for my name to be presented as a candidate. This is not just a backer. This is a candidate that they forge the person's signature. I'm surprised and dismayed that my name is on a list of APNU candidates without my knowledge and consent for such. Returning officer, I'm hereby seeking via my plea to please take the necessary action to have my name removed from the above captioned list of candidates. This is a fact. This is just one person saying, a documentary evidence here saying that APNU in Linden placed on their list of candidates a person who never signed any document or consented to have their name on the list of candidates. This is what Mr. Norton and his party have done. And this has been right across, the pattern right across Ghana in many areas. So it's a disaster. Not only did they not contest in 24 local government bodies across the country, they did not contest in 55% of the constituencies across Ghana, but they also, in the areas where they've contested, they have been forging people's names to become their candidates and as backers. And so I'm very, very happy if we should go to the police and take police action against many of these people. We should do so. And I would support Mr. Norton in doing so against anyone who he believes or he has evidence to demonstrate that they forged people's signature. The leader of the opposition just...
So why we see no police action? Why we are not seeing any police action? That's the question. Why no police action? Bantu King, Ronnie Caesar, and Ian Harding. Why we see no police action? Why is that? Folks, if you're joining us on YouTube, smash that emoji button for us. Share the link to a friend, to a colleague. Why we not seeing any police action? If we got agreement, and Jack, you got more to lose here. It is your candidates who got hundreds, if not thousands, of forged signatures that GCOM is saying they can't go and investigate. What's the purpose of a GCOM then? So fraudulent things can go in the box. Yet again. But Gwyneth Anderson seems to have the answer. The police, Gwyneth says it's controlled by them. Gwyneth said the police is controlled by them. So you can see them getting involved. You see, they got to be instructed. They're not independent and doing the real work of police. Claudette said nobody's brought anything to her attention as yet. Nobody bring nothing to her attention as yet. What a waste. What a waste and a disgrace. What an absolute waste and a disgrace. And I love the APNU's position on this, the PNCR position. I find Amanda's arguments very appealing. You know, I find it very appealing. And I think it was MP Natasha Singh Lewis who said yesterday, this is 2020 all over again. This is 2020 all over again. Folks, I don't think I ain't got the constituency to do 2020 all over again. I ain't think I got it. And I won't fool you. I don't think I have it to do it all over again. Right? I ain't think I got it. Because I haven't left us yet. I'm still in the process. Right? Where we saw inconsistencies. Right? Where we saw anomalies. You tell me it's another Article 60? I ain't think I got another Article 60, me. I ain't got the Constitution to go down the line. I don't have it. I ain't got the Constitution to go down the line. So don't let me do it. Father, have his mercies. Father, have his mercies. You see? We ain't got it. If you want, you could try with that. Now we're seeing some things set up. We're seeing some things set up with my own eyes. You tell me GCOM are watching? Where GCOM living? You tell me we gotta get another COI? Jesus have mercy. GCOM is proving itself to be such a waste. One good thing the people from the COI recently said is that GCOM has to be depoliticized, which means we gotta get rid of Claudette. We gotta get rid of Claudette. Right? We gotta get rid of Claudette. Because we seeing for our own self now anomalies, inconsistencies, the authenticities of these nomination forms have definitely been brought into question. The credibility of them. Claudette said nobody and brought them. Has brought it to her attention. Oh, what a waste. What a waste. What a waste. How could you get credible votes from that? The people who nominating the people forget votes. It's fraudulent. They arrived on that nominating form fraudulently. Oh, you tell me we gotta go back to the CCJ now? I gotta hear from Jacob Witt. I gotta hear from Justice Maureen Rajnath-Lee. I gotta hear from Peter Jamadar. I gotta hear from Andrew and Adrian. We gotta go back to CCJ now. Father have his mercy. So telling you all what all your girl Claudette said. She ain't see no evidence. Jesus of mercy. Claudette has really and truly made a mess of any proper legacy she had hoped to leave behind. Oh, Claudette, resign and go look your grandchildren. Oh. Oh, do you a favor. You're making a mess of your legacy. And there's nobody to blame but Claudette. Nobody to blame but Claudette. Nobody. Nobody. And before I revert to what Amanza said, because again, for me, very, very appealing. Very, very appealing arguments. Very appealing arguments. As Kemraj says often, Kemraj Ramjatan, the leader of the Alliance for Change, you got to make the arguments. And I think Amanza was making the arguments today. You see? Making the arguments today on that PNCR press conference. I like the way she couched what she said. But again, before I head there, it was Roysdale on the picket line in front of GCOM the other day that says the blame for where we are has to sit at the feet of Claudette Singh. Gotta sit there. Here, forward on that issue. It's the system failure that we're seeing. The forgeries, the inconsistencies, the anomalies. Gotta be laid at the feet of Singh. Hey, Roysdale.
What is actually happening here is another form of the protest. The court proceedings that we would have instituted is form of the protest.
It got to be laid there.
Been filed premise.
Come on, breaking. Yes.
The court proceedings that have been filed so far based on the elections petition.
We know about that life.
Of the elections of 20.
Let's get it right. It got to be laid where it's got to be laid. You see? It's got to be laid where it's got to be laid. Here's senior counsel. Got to be laid where it's got to be laid.
What is actually happening here is another form of the protest. The court proceedings that we would have instituted is form of the protest. The court proceedings that we have been filed are premise.
Come on, breaking. Yes.
The court proceedings that we have filed so far based on the elections petition of the elections of 2020 are largely based on the fraudulent activities of the government and the fraud that has been permitted and encouraged by GCOM. The country has to understand that most and almost every single problem in relation to the elections and any elections in this country stands and falls at the feet of Claudette Singh. The Electoral Commission as is currently constituted consists of 7 persons. She votes consistently on every occasion on material matters, always with the PPP. In the context of that commission, any decision is basically comes down to the decision of the chairman of Claudette Singh. So when we have the situation of the failure to have a proper recount and then the recount results properly processed, it is Claudette Singh's decision to do so. The failure to have a proper report and any investigation of the March 2020 elections, it was voted down principally by Claudette Singh. The failure to have any proper review and what is likely to happen at this upcoming local government elections is Claudette Singh. The fact that the nominations continue to come in and the fraud continues to be exposed throughout the length and breadth of this country is the failure of Claudette Singh to put in place measures to deal and address these situations. The failure to put in place biometrics as a method of resolving this issue is Claudette Singh. The failure to put in place any other mechanism, including a house-to-house registration process, a verification process of the list, is Claudette Singh. You fail to ensure that the electoral list is in accordance with the law, in which I had to go to court to file legal proceedings to force them to comply the list in accordance with the law, is Claudette Singh. So the future of this country and the failure of democracy is not just the PPP alone. The greatest threat to this country and to the freedoms of this people right now is Claudette Singh. And that is the emphasis that we should be focused on. And it's time that Claudette Singh resign and go home.
But MP, I mean, that is good.
That is Ford, MP Roysdale Ford, Senior Counsel Roysdale Ford, and Shadow Minister for Legal Affairs, making the arguments. It's Claudette Singh. These things must be laid at the feet. They must be laid at the feet of Singh. Squarely at the feet of Singh. Gwyneth Anderson, there's where it's got to be laid. Petri Veronica, Lorna David, Ingrid Carter, Yolanda said it best. Boots on the ground. But I told you folks, during that press conference today of the PNC, I found what Amanda said in relation to a question posed by, I think it was Demara Waves, Dennis Chabral, about GCOM being able to fix this mess. I thought we said the law empowered GCOM to deal with elections, to fix anything they see out of order with elections. Claudette, don't cut where you can't fetch, you know. Don't cut where you can't fetch. Don't do it. Don't cut where you can't fetch, Claudette. Don't do it. So here is Amanzo Walton Desir, Shadow Minister for Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, as part of the panel of the press conference there for the People's National Congress Reform today, making the arguments to the question of, if GCOM can fix this issue of fraud. Folks, this is not no easy thing. Don't let me make it look as though it's no easy thing. Amanzo Walton is here.
GCOM is the constitutional body vested with the authority to ensure that we have free and fair elections. It therefore stands to reason that GCOM is empowered to do all of the acts necessary to ensure that we have free and fair elections. So it is not like this is a powerless organization. You will recall in 2020, the chairperson took it upon herself, well, not took it upon herself because she had the power too, but she liaised with the chief immigration officer, she liaised with the registrar of births and deaths to gather certain information. We have always maintained that this convenient stance that GCOM takes about not being able to do this and not being able to do that is contrary to the responsibility that they have under the Constitution of Guyana. And so if GCOM wants, GCOM can investigate. The problem that you have is that the current composition of GCOM makes it so politicized. And the chairman, the chairperson has demonstrated her inability to be unbiased and to be fair and to be impartial. So, that is what hamstrings GCOM and the exercise of the powers that it has under the Constitution and under the various pieces of legislation that governs the operation of GCOM. I am saying that the totality of the legal framework empowers GCOM to investigate these matters. Certainly it must. Because if I have a duty to ensure that something is free and fair, then it means that I must have the power to ensure that I can investigate whatever is preventing it from being free and fair. So I'm saying when you take the totality of the powers that GCOM has, they certainly have the ability to investigate whether there was fraud and then hand those findings over to the authorities. They may not have the power to prosecute the fraud, but certainly they have the power to investigate it. And to tell the people of Guyana otherwise is taking us for dunces, and we are not dunces. We understand what our rights are, we understand what the Constitution says, and we understand what GCOM must do. Let me add this, Dennis, because we saw this happening in 2020, and we're not prepared to have a repeat of it. We are not prepared to have a repeat of it. We saw GCOM coming up to a certain point and then shirking their legal responsibility to ensure that we have free and fair elections. And it appears as though Claudette Singh is wanting to do that again, but we're not prepared to allow it. We can no longer stand idly by and just allow GCOM to do what it wants and use the tyranny of the numbers that they have and the fact that the the chairperson is in cahoots with them to usurp the democratic will of the people. It can't happen anymore.
Why is GCOM shirking its responsibility? Hiding behind the tyranny of the numbers? Why? Maybe you all know. Folks, in 15 minutes, I'd love to get some of your thoughts. If you want to send some of your thoughts through. I'd love to hear what you think. You want to send a quick voice note? Not too many, a couple. We got another 15 minutes. We could touch base with you guys. And tomorrow we open the floodgates for you to have your say. It's Friday. It's Friday. Friday. But I don't mind taking a couple of thoughts from you guys now. If you want to shoot a quick thought or two. Shirking its responsibility. Using the tyranny of the numbers. We're seeing all of these bogus signatures. That's fraud. And if Jack do himself. So we got to investigate. You see this, you see we too often hold these jagabats by a different standard. Andrew Griffith, I see you agreeing there with the Manzo. We hold these jagabats by a different standard. That's the problem we got. Different standard we hold them by. And we got done that. We've got done that. We got done that. You got hold them by a high standard. I see some of our guys coming through. Let me make sure we're able to pick up these comments true and correctly. Send us some quick comments. Let's hear from some of you how you feel. I think I want to wait till tomorrow. I think I want to wait so long. I'd love to hear some of your thoughts. And we're going to send through some of them quick in the remaining time that we have. Got to hear from you good folks. Got to hear from you. Send those 627-6963 if you forgotten my number. 627-6963. To the point if you can. We want to hear as many as we can. Like I got to hear from y'all. Tomorrow's so far away. So far away. One said it's skullduggery. Every opportunity. That's why you got to watch them. That's why we got to watch them. You got to watch them. You see? We got to watch them. All right, let me take down some of this volume here. So, because I want you guys to hear crystal clear what's going down. Crystal clear. All right. Let's see if we have one. All right, give us a quick sec. Want to make sure we're hearing crystal clear. All right, let's see if we have it now. Let's see if we have it.
Cheryl, Claudette playing a retarded don't care attitude. Claudette very well know what she's up to. Claudette is up to doing PPP biddings. Watch Claudette go.
folks, we can't take any calls. If you send your thing, we're gonna take it.
Good.
Watch Claudette good. You gotta watch them. You gotta watch them. You gotta watch them.
Good afternoon, Sharon. Good afternoon to
Greetings.
listeners. Amanda is so right. We is not going to stand for that anymore with GCOM. We're not going to stand for Claudette Singh anymore. Enough is enough.
Yep. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
A very blessed good day to you, Mr. Duncan, and the rest of the Guyanese nation. Mr. Duncan, this is a terrible disgrace and a shame towards the Guyana nation and towards the Guyanese people. It is amazing to know. Imagine Claudette Singh is an ex-judge, and if she can understand righteousness, and if she cannot understand sincerity, loyalty, and commitment and dedication to a nation, what more will she understand? Why is she doing this? And why is she causing so much confusion by failing to do the right? Miss Claudette Singh, you should be an example of righteousness, not a sample of wickedness. Have a blessed day, Guyanese. Where are we heading?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, there's the devil in them. I want you to know there's the devil in them. The devil in them. That's I can tell you.
Sharon, good afternoon to you and your viewers. Lock the bomber clad country down. The snake Jagyo rise up his ugly head again. All the time Jagyo was hiding. Now he pelt out in good full spunks. Lock the bomber clad country down.
Cheryl, Claudette playing a retarded donkey attitude. Claudette very well know what she's up to. Claudette is up to doing PPP biddings. Watch Claudette good.
All right, we had some clarity on that one again. You gotta watch them. That's what we gotta do. We gotta watch, folks. We gotta watch. They can't invest. So you telling me we head into another election with fraud? We head into another election with fraud? What foolishness is this? What nonsense is this? Huh? Utter foolishness, utter nonsense.
Good afternoon, Sharon.
Greetings.
If GCOM can investigate, no thumbprints, no signatures or anything right now, and the list is not clean, I suggest that you put the damn elections on hold, because I don't think nobody's above the law. This is wrong, and is fraud. Thank you.
Yep. Hear you there. Thank you so much for that. Fraud. You gotta watch them.
Hi, Sherry. Good afternoon to
Greetings, Marlon.
yourself and
Greetings.
listeners.
Good to hear from you.
Is it possible that these people can be taken to court? And if so, how soon can this be done? Because this is a serious matter. The persons who would have taken the reports to the station, the various police stations, is there any way in which we can force their hand to make them take action beside taking to the streets? I was happy that the protesters were on the streets, but is there another plan in terms of how constant will that be, or was it just a one-time thing? I need to see some more of the MPs out there. Beside the regular faces, we need to see the others, because despite whatever internal differences there may be existing at this time, we need all the MPs on the road, and we need more people on the road. Kudos to those who took action, but we need more of that.
All right. Excellent. Thank you, Marlon. Always got the wisdom for the hour. And the other Marlon, all of them's the same, all of them's the same. The other Marlin.
Sharon, I'm going to say this much. This LGE election needs to be called off forthwith because this is a clear and present danger. Period. Claudette Singh is talking her mouth full of fluff that she can't because she doesn't want to do anything. And if she got Barajagyo can apologize to a dead person relative, what more does Claudette Singh want to see or hear? Claudette Singh is no good for Guyana. And I think she should do the honorable and decent thing and get lost. She need to resign forthwith. Secondly, I don't know what more the Guyanese people waiting to see. They better wake up. They better get out on the streets and they need to protest every goddamn day until Claudette sign get lost. Claudette, the CEO and the guy with the appoint the other day will say you call the Jagabat. They need to get rid of the old pack of them. They already set their rigging machine in place. And I think if the Guyanese people were listening to you and they keep listening to your program, they're going to understand fully well and hear you be saying it all the time. The rigging machine is already in place. Now, what manner of nonsense is this? What is wrong with Claudette Singh? Everything at Jacob is on the head of Claudette Singh, and Claudette Singh should be arrested and charged for treason. Dickens, hand tie, the whole pack of them, so nobody can do nothing because they have to wait on Barajagio instruction. Barajagio is the first person should have been arrested for calling people and apologizing to them. Look, what Sherrod, I am so much upset with this whole nonsense. Guyanese, my brothers and sisters at home, y'all need to wake up. Get out on the streets and protest. Claudette Singh must go. Clear and present danger for Guyana. She is no good. The PPP is no good for Guyana.
Must go. Must go.
I am sick, fed up, and tired of the presumption, the barefacedness, and the corruption. The theft is so barefaced, and these people just coming out there. Well, anyways, I ain't gonna say nothing more because I want to say something else, but I ain't gonna say it. Old people got a saying they say, let's sleep when dogs lie. So we can deal with it at another forum. But our people need to wake up.
Wake up, people. Wake up. We gotta wake up.
Good afternoon, Mr. Duncan.
Greetings.
They believe they're going back in power. Because the people in Region 10 say, as Jack Dio say, he got Region 10 and the Tihan. He said Ian Edgell said they don't win Region 10. They tell themselves they're going to get back Region. They tell themselves they're going to get Region 10, but a lie. Because the day when was the nomination there, the East pays some of the 10 days workers who get 20,000, get 25,000, get 10,000. They got the 10 days worker, Mr. Wilson. He wait has got for go to for the 10 days work, forget 10 days work. You know, long he had me running, and then he can tell me, Mr. Duncan, how he got me under the foot bottom. It's a lot of the same we're going, the same thing we're going at the 2020 election is the same thing they're doing because enough people talking and saying how people pay them for sign the name and who can get some money, who can get 20,000, who can get 25,000 and that kind of thing. There's a lot of stupidness. Miss Claudette Singh got to come out. She got to remove from there because if she don't remove from there, Mr. Duncan, they're gonna go back in power. But I tell people, Mr. Duncan, I just tell people, PPP ain't going back in there. PPP ain't going back in there. When I ready for look vote for government local election, I know what part I put in me X. And regional election, I know what part I put in my X for the palm tree.
As I know I've been acting as the next president for Guyana. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody's saying. Kind of going on with a lot of robbery, a lot of skullduggery they're going on with. And then Jack D apologizing. We apologizing, sir, because he know what they did and he know what they do. He know what they did and he know what the people do.
We hear you there. We hear you. Bantu. Rock and come in, Bantu. Rock and come in. Yep. Rock and come in. You think these, We below the belt, folks. We below the belt. Rock and come in. And the one safe enough. Rock and come in, Bantu. Guys, now, if you want to shoot a quick thought or two.
Good afternoon, Sheridan viewers.
Greetings.
It is quite clear for the world to see that all of GCOM's constitutional powers was sold by Claudette Singh to the PPP criminal party. Every constitutional right and procedure by GCOM was sold to the PPP criminals, and Claudette Singh is the head of it. They say when fish stink, it starts at the head. And we could see this stink head within the government and in GCOM. And both groups have to be stopped. If we have to file injunctions in the courts, then so it must be. But we can't sit and talk and highlighting all these things and nothing is being done. So if the government is not going to do anything, GCOM is not going to do anything, then we need to push the courts and see what they will do. But this has to stop. And if the courts don't do anything, then there are other means. Goodbye.
Thank you so much. I did hear Roysdale say that court action is coming up. Court action is coming up. Rest assured, court action is coming up. Final contribution. Court action coming up.
Good afternoon, Sherrod.
Greetings.
If GCOM can investigate, no thumbprints, no signatures or anything right now, and the list is not clean, I suggest that you put the damn elections on hold, because I don't think nobody's above the law. This is wrong, and is fraud. Thank you.
Thank you as well.
Hi, Sharon. Seeing that Claudette doesn't have the eyes to see that anything is wrong, seeing that she's numb, dumb, and incorporated, get her out. She got to be thrown into the sea of forgetfulness and let somebody with sense come in. And the other, whoever he is, saying that he can investigate now, who these people think they are and who they think that they are really talking to. A pack of foolish Guyanese people. Well, let them know. Let them know this clear. Abid is not chobedi no more. We not chobedi no more. Every eye open, and I want every mouth open and talk, and every boot on the ground. This damn nonsense gotta stop. They know the tight and the out let them march to hell and go out and let other people come in to do the right things. To hell was them.
All right, you heard it there, folks. That's gonna do it. Yep. Got to go. No good. Cross. Gotta go. All right, it's only because it's William.
Hi, good afternoon, Sherrod.
Greetings, William.
Although I do not believe in any form of organized religion, I'm thinking about becoming a Hindu, and I'll tell you why. Those Hindu pundits have done a great job. They were able to go to the cemetery, wake those dead up, get them to sign that form, put them on notice, to say that, well, look, we coming back to y'all because you are your vote. So I'm thinking about going and becoming a Hindu because they have gone a step further than Jesus Christ. The next thing is that I would like to see all of the cases that Miss Claudette Singh have tried from the time she was a judge to now. I would like to have a judicial review on all of those cases because she seems not to be that upright. So I'm calling for judicial review on all the cases that Ms. Claudette Singh has tried ever since. The third thing is that security bill that passed a few days ago. I am of the opinion that that security bill, these people are about to form a militia group in Guyana to counter the army and the police force.
Yep. I don't want to blame, I can't blame the Hindu pundits because when the farm goes before them, they trust that these people here being honest. They trust the people are being honest. If a Hindu priest is a justice of the peace or commissioner of votes to affidavits, they trust that the people are honest. So I ain't want to put no blame at the Hindu priest's feet. You know, GCOM got a work to do. I ain't going to pass the buck to nobody who signed the form as a justice of the peace because we're asking them to go and investigate now that them signatures are true and correct. GCOM got to do the work. Claudette got to do she work. This $3 million a month got to be earned. Wrong the clock, security got to be earned, but maybe it's being earned in different ways. Because Claudette disappeared from the COI into the election. Disappear. So maybe she's doing she work. But as I said, Comrade Royce Dilford, Senior Counsel, did say we could expect some legal action. You see? Fool us once is something. Fool us twice, not a bit of it. Folks, that's our time. That's our program. Thanks for joining us. We're going to see you guys right back here. Final program for the day. We in the ring, fighting it out, guys. Stay safe. That's our time. That's our program, folks. It's Mountain. We want to encourage you to partner with us so we can meet the expenses of keeping these programs going. Pace and power. Pace and power. And there's several ways in which you can help us to keep moving forward. Partner with us. Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, MMG, MoneyGram, and Western Union. The very number you call today, folks. Any queries you have, WhatsApp. We is 21st century. WhatsApp us. That being said, we're available via Cash App and Zelle, MMG, MoneyGram, Western Union as well. Thanks for joining us, good folks. That being said, thanks for joining us. Stay safe out there, guys. Until we see you folks back later. Hazeline, Jenny's, Yvonne, Paula Phillips, Yvonne Ramasar, Pretty Queen. Thanks for joining us, guys. That's it from our end. That's our time.